Welcome to the stream. So today we're going to be doing a Q&A, followed by a sort of a lightning round where we'll do a Q&A based on the chat, and then we'll go watch some old videos. I'm going to be here until 6 p.m, so we have 2 hours. So the gameplay on screen is not live. It's just going to be a video show reel of a bunch of different games. Now at the moment it's Call of Duty Black Ops. You can see in the bottom right it says what game it is, and they change it like every 3 minutes. So first question we have from Geofen. If you're wondering, these questions came from the Discord I mentioned on the community post, but we will be doing a Q&A in the chat later after these picked questions. So from Geofen, he asks, what is your most memorable moment from the Elder Scrolls series? And that, I think, is for many people, is the first time playing one of them. And that, for me, was Morrowind. I played it, can't remember exactly when, but I was young. It wasn't 2002, it was much later, because I picked it up for a 2-for-1 deal from GameStation, which was an old store in the UK. So it must have been pretty old at the time, and it had, like, PC Gamer branding on it. So it wasn't even published by Bethesda, or Ubisoft published it in the UK. It was like republished by PC Gamer and sold again. So it must have been later. But anyway, I pick up this game from GameStation, and I'm maybe 13 years old. I have no idea what it is. The back of the box looks kind of appealing, but I don't know what to think. It was rated like 85% from PC Gamer, so I was like, must be a pretty good game. So I come home, install it, and the game boots up, and because there's no manual was actually included with the game, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm just walking through Seyda, no idea what's going on. Because I'm dyslexic, I pretty much decided, I just won't read the text, which is what people hate on Elder Scrolls fans for doing. But yeah, I was one of them. I was just like, yeah, won't read the text. So I was walking around, no idea what to do. I remember going into Ariel's store, kitting myself out in like iron armor, because I thought like, oh, this is so cool, like I'm like a full-on knight in a medieval world. And at some point I got the Nice up in the north, and there's orcs around, so I just remember killing all the orcs, because my only reference of orcs at that time was Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, well, orcs are the bad guys. So I start killing the orcs, they kill me, and then I'm like, what the hell, I don't understand what's going on. And I think it was around that point I decided to start googling like, what the hell am I meant to do, and that's when I learned how to actually play. But yeah, my first memories of the game were kitting myself out as a knight, no idea what class I even picked, and then killing orcs indiscriminately, because orcs are bad to my teenage brain. So that's question 1. Go into question 2 from Gnarly. What would you fight? What would you rather fight? 100 elder dragons with health of a chicken, or 1 chicken with health of a dragon? So this depends if it's whether it's in game or if it's in real life. Now in game, the dragons, because elder dragons are really tanky, so I don't want to be whacking a chicken for ages. And because they have the health of the chicken, you can just like swipe your sword and you'll be killing people, you'll be killing the dragons really easily. So in game, like if it's Skyrim, yeah, the 100 elder dragons with a health of chicken, that's easy. Now in real life, it's the chicken with the health of the elder dragon, because 100 elder dragons are gonna burn you alive. I don't know how to fight in real life. So yeah, a chicken. I'm just going to grab like a kitchen knife and just start hacking at it and hope for the best. Although if it's real life, I probably don't actually have to kill the chicken, but I don't trust dragons in the real world. So, on to question 3 then. From Wayland Poonani, nice name. Which guard dialogue, when caught committing a crime from the Elder Scrolls, is the most memorable in your opinion? Now, I'd have to say it's probably Oblivion's for the memeability. Like, obviously, Daggerfall Halt is great, and it's easier to remember, because it's, you know, it's just one word. Everyone can remember Halt. But I think Oblivion's just has that staying power that maybe Daggerfall's doesn't. Possibly, I think it is mainly because of the zoom in on the face. You know, that zoom in, as soon as they, like, twirl you around after chasing you, and you zooms in deep on their face. I think it's gotta be that. Yeah, so Oblivion's, Skyrim's was pretty boring. The most memorable thing about the Skyrim gods was the arrow in the knee thing, nothing to do with them arresting you. Morrowind's, I mean, it was text, so it doesn't have the same thing. And then Arena, I think Arena still had Halt, but it was like a really crap, it was like really bad compared to Daggerfall's. It didn't have the same gravitas. Yeah, Wes Johnson's voice. Yeah, definitely. Just it's so iconic, and the memeability of that makes it the best one. Definitely the most memorable one, I would say. So, question 3 done. Right. This is from Admiral, who is the mod in the chat today and the mod on the Discord. What is your view on the disappearance of the Dwemer? Do you think they all zero-summed out of existence, or was it simply for tampering with the heart of Lorcan? So, I think the fan favorite, right, is that they zero-summed, like, they realized, like, oh, we're in a video game, or, oh, we're something that they didn't think they were, and they almost, like, wished themselves out of existence. But because it's kind of a fan theory, and I'm not sure what lore actually backs it up, you can really kind of put in any fan theory you want, can't you? So, when I think of it, the Tribunal could utilize the heart of Lorcan to become gods. So they must have gone in almost with a wish, being like, I wish to be a god, they tinker with the heart with the tools, and it makes it happen. So maybe the Dwemer, I can't remember his name, Kagnarak? It was his tools, so maybe it was him who hit the heart. But maybe he thought, like, protect the Dwemer or keep the Dwemer safe when he tinkered with the heart. And that teleported them somewhere. Maybe it teleported them to their own plane of like oblivion where they're safe. It depends, like, how the heart works, you know? Kagrenak, yeah, that's it. It depends, like, does the heart just, like, grant wishes? We don't really understand what it does. If it does grant wishes, it's possible it just teleported them somewhere safe. It's possible that it is, you know, the zero-sum theory. I don't really know. I think it is all theories, and Bethesda probably will never the definitive answer, because they understand that the lore community is a big part of their games, and the more they have to discuss, the better it is for the community. So I don't think we'll ever learn what happened. But I like to believe that it probably teleported them somewhere safe, maybe their own plane of oblivion anywhere. Question 5 from Dalisos. We have, what were your first video games? This was a hard one to think of, because my first memories of a video game was Lion King 2 on the PC, but I don't think I played it. I think I was sitting on my dad's lap while he played it. The same, I remember Aladdin on the PC, and these were both ports from the Sega. I think from the Sega Genesis, they were ports from. Aladdin on the PC, I remember watching, my sister was playing it. Again, I don't think I was playing it. I remember I played Star Wars Rebel Assault 2. That was on PC. My dad, you could, there was some settings in the options where you could make yourself invincible. So he set that up, because I must have been like 3 or 4 at the time, for me to play the game. I'm not sure if that's the first one. Alex the Kid on Sega Master System, I remember playing. Which is odd, because I don't remember ever owning a Sega Master System, so maybe it was a friend's. But definitely Alex the Kid. And then also a handheld fishing game. Like, it was a fishing game connected to like a plastic fishing rod, and you would have to pretend you were like casting out the fishing rod, and it would tell you if you caught a fish, and you would reel it in. It was like one of those cheap, like, £10 things you could get from Woolworths at the time. I think I got it as a present. So it might have been that, which is definitely not the best introduction to gaming, but it is what it is, I guess. Mystery is much more interesting. Yeah, for lore-wise, I think it is. Okay, question 6. What motivates you to start making vids? So this is questions from 2 people, because they're very similar. So the first is from Dalisos. What motivates you to start making vids? And the Jwlar channel. And then Angel the Prodigy asked, what had you get into content creation to begin with? Now this is a long story. If we go back to the very beginning, it was that YouTube was kind of the up and coming site when I was at that age where you start getting into the internet. I think it was maybe about 10. So I missed out on MySpace, and Bebo was a big one in the UK, which is similar to MySpace. I missed out on those. So YouTube was like the in website when I was growing up that everyone in school was like watching and getting into. So it was just like, at the time, it was just watching silly stuff, like Fred, if you remember that, the high-pitched guy, and like comedy sketch type stuff. But one day my friend showed me Lego stop motion videos, and those just amazed me. And it became like my new obsession, because I had loads of Legos, so I knew I could do it. So I had like this cheap VCR camcorder, And it was awful for taking photos, but I'd take photos at like 240p, and I would make these Lego stop motions that were dreadful, just absolutely awful. There's some on YouTube that we might pull up, but later when we're watching the old videos, we might not do because they're pretty bad. But yeah, so Lego stop motions where I was started, but I was really young at this time. Like, that wasn't making a channel really. And then it wasn't long until I was watching other channels like KSI's FIFA series and Woody's Gamertag or Wings of Redemption for Call of Duty kind of stuff. This is when I was a bit older, maybe like 12. Really getting into Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty World at War. So I was watching that and I was like, yeah, I wanna make videos like this. Like, I've made the Lego stop motion stuff. I want to make gaming videos. Like, I want to be a YouTuber. Like, at the time, a YouTuber wasn't a career. I don't think anyone was making no one was making money at the time. They might have made money like a little bit, but not a lot. So then I invested in this it was called an Easy Cap, which was a USB capture card, and it was designed for recording VCR composite cables, like to record VHS tapes and for digital conversion. So it wasn't really made for making video game videos or anything. But I would use that to record my Call of Duty World at War gameplay. And I distinctly remember creating a montage in Windows Movie Maker using the Lonely Island's Like a Boss as the music. So yeah, it was definitely peak early 2010s. It would be pretty cringe. The channel was called Your Own Side, which is still my gamer tag on a few games. Sadly, I deleted the channel, but it still comes up if you search it, like all in one word. It had something like 50 subs or anything, but I would upload on that when I had the chance outside school. I remember there was a time where you could cheat the algorithm and use someone else's tags to become a related video of theirs. So I did that, of course, being I was like 13, 14 years old and chasing fame, I guess, as you do at that age if you have access to a YouTube channel. And that video got like 20k likes. It was some Modern Warfare 3 tutorial or something like that. But it got 20k, not likes, sorry, 20k views off the back of a Woody's Gamertag video. But obviously loads of people, like new people, were doing this. So loads of people were like starting calling me out in the comments, and I tried deleting them, which is scummy on my behalf. And I felt, and you know, they were calling me out because it was pretty scummy to steal someone's tags. And that really dented my confidence in the channel. And then not long after, at some point, someone like found my channel in school, and it obviously spread all across the class, and I was just so embarrassed that I think that night is when I deleted the channel. So I didn't really bother with YouTube then for another 2 or 3 years until I made a Minecraft channel, and that was called The Gaming Spectrum. Again, it's deleted, but I think you could still search it, all one word, The Gaming Spectrum, and it comes up with not a lot of subscribers. But we did have a video again with like 10k views, where we mocked a sofa advert. So there's like sofa companies in the UK like DHS or no, DHF, I can't remember what it's called, but they're always like the sofas are always on sale, like no matter what, they're always on sale. So we mocked that in Minecraft with like a skit, and it was just a group of me and 3 friends doing that. And yeah, so we had that channel. We only ran it for like 3 months, but that video hit 10k views, was really good for morale. And this was around the time that Minecraft channels were blowing up the first time. Like C-Nanners had done his playthrough maybe 6 months before, so this was like the prime time to get into Minecraft. Like, me and my friends always look back because we were 16, like, damn, if we actually like dedicated ourselves to that, we have no idea where that could have gone, you know. Because there was another UK YouTube channel, I think maybe Vicstar123. He was just getting into, he's into Sidemen now, he's massive, but he was just getting into Minecraft at that time. So we were like primed to like grow with those YouTubers. But you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. And after that, I went to uni. No, before uni was college. You do 2 years of college before you go to uni in the UK. Or it's called sixth form in some places. I had a group channel again, and we will watch a video actually from this group channel called The Welsh Boys, a very creative name. And we did Borderlands videos on that, and they were terrible, just terrible. We would literally just sit down, play the game, record what happens, and I'd edit it and try and make it funny. Like, we would talk on Skype as playing the game, but they were really bad videos. And I think that channel has 0 subscribers. And it's still there. It's hard to find because the algorithm doesn't want to show it, obviously, because it's got 6 videos with like 4 views each. And then after that, that was my last channel. Then I just didn't upload. I had the channel I'm on now, the Jwlar channel, but it was just for watching content. It wasn't for uploading anything on it. And then so to answer Dallas's question and like what made me get into the Jwlar channel was the pandemic. Like lots of people sort of like getting into hobbies during the pandemic, was I had all this time in my hand. I was now working from home. And yeah, I was just like, well, we'll watch some of the earlier videos. The first videos on this channel were Call of Duty Warzone, if you can believe, because everyone was getting into Warzone at the time. It was the big thing, and I hadn't played Call of Duty for years at that point. The last one I had bought was Black Ops 2. So I was really just getting back into Call of Duty. It was blowing my mind. I was trash at it, but I wanted a reason to have more time to play it. And because I'm married, you got to spend time with your family and everything, I was like, oh, if I say I'm creating this new YouTube channel, like maybe it could make money, it could be a side gig or something, maybe my wife will let me play Warzone for like an extra 30 minutes rather than spend time with him, which is pretty scummy from like a husband perspective. But that was the motivation behind the channel. Obviously, those videos didn't go anywhere because no one wants to watch someone who's trash at Warzone and whose knowledge at the time of making YouTube channels was like 10 years out of date. I was making YouTube videos like it was 2014 and it was 2020 at the time. So yeah, they didn't go anywhere, obviously. And then we'll get more into this when we're watching the videos later, but then I started creating content like Scott the Was, who's a content creator I like to watch, and he was sort of inspired me to like do more comedic stuff. I did some Scott the Was style videos, and they slowly changed over time. I maybe did 5 of those before they became the Morrowind video. So that Morrowind video, which is now the first public video on the channel, that was like a Scott the Was inspired video, I guess. And that it kind of just grew from there. I sort of started slowly finding my own style until we are where we are now. So yeah, I think that's the entire story really of where we got to there. Oh no, not Fred. Yeah, yeah, Fred, for sure. Did you get into Newgrounds back in the day? Yeah, I played Newgrounds and RuneScape and stuff. Yeah, definitely. They were making money for organizations like Machinima. Yeah, I think this was just before Machinima. I was watching like Wings of Redemption really early doors. He got his Machinima contract, and it was a big deal because he was one of the first guys to make money, and he was making good money at the time. And obviously he's really fallen off now. Quite sad to see what's happened. The years 2005 to 2013 were really just never-ending churning maelstrom of cringe. I think most of us most of us suppressed a lot of those years from my memory. Yep. So you are Welsh and not English. Yeah, I'm Welsh. I'll be honest, I can't tell what accent it was. It sounds all similar to me. Well, my accent is very inspired by my mum. My mum's from Yorkshire, so I've got a bit more of an English accent than maybe some other people from the area. But some people say I've got a Welsh twang. I don't know. It's an interesting accent. It's a kind of a mix of everything. My wife told me I should stream on Twitch for money instead of making the YouTube content I make, non-related, game-related, no one cares about. However, I'm not skilled enough for people to want to watch me play. Well, yeah, that's... Yeah, you got a point. Like, that's why the Warzone videos didn't go anywhere, because people kind of want to watch people who are good at games. I think if you want to stream games, you want to build an audience first. Like, when I stream games, I can only get away with it because I've got an audience from these YouTube videos, because I really I'm not good at them. If you saw that Daggerfall video, I spent 6 months writing that Daggerfall video, and I somehow forgot literally everything in like 3-4 months after uploading it. I forgot so much about the game, and yeah, so I can see how it's difficult to like, yeah, it's difficult to stream games if you're not good. But then if you can try and build a brand and build a personality around it. Twitch is completely foreign to me. I have no idea. Like, I only really understand the YouTube sphere, and like even then I don't understand it. I kind of like I've fallen into where I am. It's complete luck on my regard. But I'm gonna keep trying, obviously. Keep producing long form content, and hopefully we can kind of get something out of this. Listen to the Scouse, Edinburgh, West Country, Southern English, and Glaswegian accent and tell me they all sound similar. Okay, yeah, fair, yeah. Definitely for the Violet Bunny, yeah, if you listen to the different accents of the UK, you'll be able to tell the difference between them. Right, let's, I could keep reading chat for ages. Let's move on to the next question. We'll do a lightning round later on. From Tyrannium, are you going to be covering Tamriel Rebuilt and its sister mod Project Tamriel, alongside Morrowind, or are you making separate videos for those? So, yes, I will be making videos on those. There'll be like the Skygerfall video, like a narrative review. Definitely Tamriel Rebuilt first, and then maybe the Skyrim part of Project Tamriel. Those would be separate videos. I'm not sure I'm going to do a Morrowind video, like a long one, only because Patrician TV has done it, and he's done it way better than I think I could. So, yeah, like, I don't know if I could ever top that video, and it's almost futile in trying. Now, I might, 4 years from down the line, I might be way more confident in my abilities and have a go. But as it is, I'm not going to be making a Morrowind one. But yeah, I will be covering those mods for sure. It'll be like the Skygerfall video. Over onto question 8 from Vigel. I'm awful at Nordic pronunciation, sorry. What would you say to a Daggerfall remake? Same game, just made with today's tech. So this was an interesting one. If same game with today's tech, does that mean... Well, that's Unity, right? That's the Unity version. So what I think maybe this means is the same game, but had the developers not been limited by technology like they were. Strangely enough, I'm not sure we're fully there yet. I'm not sure we're fully to where they would have to be to completely achieve what they want. But in one way, this game is what the Wayward Realms should be. But obviously it's going to have, let's say it is Daggerfall. It's got the Daggerfall lore. It's set in the Elder Scrolls. I think the opinions would still be as split as they are, because it will still be a super wide, somewhat shallow, procedurally generated game. You can see how some people love No Man's Sky, some people don't like it, even after all the changes that have made the game a lot better. So it's still split opinions. I think it would be a lot closer to what I want. When I play Daggerfall, even to this day, I still think, like, the potential... Like, damn, the potential of this game, to be what it could have been. But I think it would still split opinions. Now, if you mean, is it a fully remake in Skyrim's tech? Like, it's Skygerfall, but with the size of Daggerfall? Oh, that could be good. I'm not sure about how the gameplay would be. I'm not sure how to interpret this question. Because if it is just a straight remake, like the same game just with today's tech, then that's Unity, essentially. Right, on to question 9. From Current Mood, what was your reaction to your first Elder Scrolls game? Essentially, your first impression. Well, I've accidentally popped this same question in, I think. It's by someone else, but yeah, earlier on I basically asked this with what was your most memorable moment from the Elder Scrolls series? Yeah, with Morrowind and killing orcs. On to question 10. If you can forget all of your experience in your favorite Elder Scrolls game, so it'd be like you're playing for the first time, which would it be? It's nostalgia, but it would be Morrowind again. I think just because it was so alien. But to me, it was so alien because I never played an RPG before. It was my first ever RPG, and what a great introduction it was. I just realized the Portal gameplay on screen is so low FPS. I'm sorry about that. Luckily, it's just changed. But yeah, it'd be Morrowind, for sure. Because my first impressions of Arena and Daggerfall, and there's a question on this later, so I won't get into it. They weren't great. I'm a newer gamer. I started mostly on 3D games were the first ones I played. Like, the first ones I saw were like Lion King and stuff that was 2D, obviously. But I've been playing a lot of 3D platformers, like Spyro. I didn't have the greatest first impressions of Daggerfall and Arena, so no, I don't think I want to replay those with a first impression, because I don't think I would like them as much. From Ike2K, what did you play before you were aware of the Elder Scrolls? So we talked about my first games, but obviously there's quite a big gap between my first games and where we were, where I was when I picked up Morrowind. So, a lot of the Sega Master System, I have memories of Sonic 1 and 2. Again, odd, because I didn't own one. Then I got a PlayStation 1. Now, the PlayStation 1, there's 3D platformers everywhere. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Medieval. Was that it? Now, I played a lot more games on PS1, but that's the thing, the 3D platformers I played. A lot of racing games, Gran Turismo. I had a jet ski game, which wasn't good in hindsight, but I loved playing it because it was split screen, so I played with friends all the time. Then I got back into PC gaming, a lot of Sims. Sims 1, I couldn't run Sims 2 on my computer. I was so gutted about that. My sister would play it on her laptop, and I'd watch her, but my hand-me-down computer couldn't run it. So I played a lot of the Sims 1 and a lot of Rome Total War as well. And then it was probably about playing a lot of Sims, a lot of Rome Total War. I had a PlayStation 2 as well. I loved the Harry Potter games on the PlayStation 2. I loved Wrath of Cortex, which is objectively not a very good Crash game. No, it's a decent Crash game, but it has its problems. And also Spyro 4, the really bad one, which I forgot the name of. Enter the Dragonfly. Oh, awful. I think that was all I had on PS2 at the time. And then that's when I picked up Morrowind. Another one from Ike2K. Is there any type of game you completely abhor and think is a waste of time? That's a hard one. I don't think there's anything I completely abhor. Now, there's mobile games I'm not a fan of because of their predatory nature, because of how they target children or those with like gambling problems and try and like eke money out of them. Like, yeah, I hate any kind of game that does that because it's preying on people for money, which I'm not a fan of. But in terms of the games, like, honestly, I kind of like Call of Duty Mobile. Like, it's a decent enough mobile game. Some mobile games are okay despite their monetary methods. But no, I don't think there's a type of game I abhor, unless it's like, you could say, like, I don't know, child porn games or something. Like, yeah, obviously I hate those ones. Anything like, yeah, like, obviously you should hate them. Stuff like that. But no, that's not a type of game I completely abhor. There's types of games I think are a waste of time. Like, I think, like, maybe, I would say a dating simulator is a waste of time for me, but for other people, they might enjoy it, you know? How and where, oh, there's a typo in this one. How and where do you store footage for those long videos, and how much space does it take? So, I just record my screen with OBS for like hours at a time and store it on a 1 terabyte old school hard drive, like a scratch disk. At the moment, that's like 600 gig full, and that's with all the footage I've ever recorded for this channel. So, it doesn't fill up that much. I only record in 1080p, 30 FPS, so that might be why. And it's probably 24 hours of no, it must be more than 24 hours because there's 26 hours of just arena footage on it. Hundreds of hours of footage, but about 600 gig. And then I've got a 1 terabyte external SSD, which I use for backups. But yeah, it doesn't take too much. Okay, next question. From Fleffling1. I'm not sure if the one's meant to be there. Fleffling. What is your favorite, most bizarre mod for the Elder Scrolls? Oh man, this is it's the first mod I ever installed for Morrowind, and it was before the Nexus was ever out. And I'll see if I can find it and put it on screen. I did, yes. It's called Woodenfell, and it's one of the first mods ever uploaded onto the Nexus. I turn this on. So if I move it, I'm not sure if chat's blocking it there, but Woodenfell uploaded in 2008. So it was around before the Nexus. I didn't download it off the Nexus. I found it somewhere else. It looked like this. It was a different time of modding. People weren't modding the way they were now. It was very much like seeing what cool things they could do in the creation suite. Yeah. So this is the most bizarre mod I've ever played. It was the first mod, and I have strong memories of being creeped out by just how weird it was. Yeah. That would be it. Woodenfell on the Nexus. I'm sure you can still find it. I don't know why you would, but it is most likely still there. From Teuton. How do you feel about the changes of the Elder Scrolls from tabletop RPG jammed into a computer to generic fantasy action game, in terms of game direction and philosophy being almost entirely changed with Skyrim and a bit of Oblivion? I think it is just what it is. It was inevitable because I feel like the tabletop inspired RPGs of the 90s and some of the very early 2000s kind of run their course. People were really kind of hitting the limit of what they could even do with that formula. And you can see that with like when indie developers try and recreate those games, they very much just feel like the 90s games, like maybe better graphics, better visuals and everything like that. But no one has really mastered a dungeon master in a computer. And I think it would take a ton of work to even make that possible, if it even is possible. So I think that the movement away from it was very much because people just realized we can't achieve what we want. Some games got close. Vampire the Masquerade, you know, it dropped. It wasn't fully like a tabletop RPG, but they pushed it as far as they could. So the transition was inevitable in the whole genre of RPGs. They all kind of made this transition in the 2000s to more of an action RPG style, or yeah, to an action RPGs. Even things like BioWare, where they like KOTOR was still built very much on a D&D type system. Dragon Age still, but even those sort of slowly move away because businesses need profits. Profits come from sales, and the general public wanted action RPGs, so it was an inevitable change. I think now the Elder Scrolls never perfected it. Morrowind was an awkward transition point, and you know, the 3D and the dice rolls I don't think works very well. Now I love the combat in the game and it has some great parts about it, but yeah, there is a clash with the 3D and the dice roll system that you don't really get in Arena and Daggerfall, at least I feel. So it was an inevitable change that came over time. Elder Scrolls never perfected it. I'm not sure anyone perfected it. KOTOR was pretty good. Like, BioWare stuck with that system for a while. They really stuck. Yeah, modified D20 system. Yeah, so not D&D, D20. But, like, BioWare did stick to, like, a tabletop-inspired system for a pretty long time. But nowadays, no AAA developers doing it. And the indie developers that do it, their games always feel like modern versions of the 90s games. Now, that's obviously because that's what they're recreated a lot of the time. They're kind of doing, like, nostalgia. You know, they're selling the nostalgia of those 90s games. But, yeah, I think it was an inevitable change. And there was nothing that could have stopped the Elder Scrolls from doing it. Because after the success of Morrowind, they needed to make more money. And it was inevitable. And so, unfortunately, with the way, you know, obviously business works. So, with this in mind, this is Teuton again. I know a lot of people, including myself, who are not looking forward to the Elder Scrolls 6, fearing what in the world it could be, considering Skyrim will probably be their base, or it will definitely be their base for the new game. How do you feel about this? It is what it is. The Elder Scrolls is now an action RPG game series. It's kind of been the case since Oblivion, really. Even though Oblivion did still have some of the old school RPG stuff. It is what it is. You know, I'm fine with it. Skyrim was still fun. It didn't addict me as much as the earlier games did. But what I think the Elder Scrolls 6 will be a very fun RPG with a ton to explore, a ton to find. Maybe 2 to 3 gameplays worth of playthroughs worth of gameplay, a couple hundred hours before you've seen mostly everything you want. And it will probably be worth, you know, I would say $50. It's going to be like 70 or 80 by the time it comes out. It will. I think it'll be good. I don't think they're gonna release it less than good, but it will be like Skyrim. They're not gonna go back to the old ways. It's inevitable that they're gonna build on Skyrim. What they will do though, and Todd Howard has made this clear, they will go bigger. You know, even Todd Howard didn't like how small some of the cities and stuff had got in Skyrim because of the technological limitations. So everything will be a lot bigger, a lot grander. Not Daggerfall size, obviously, but closer to maybe how things were in Morrowind, maybe even a little bit bigger than what they were in Morrowind. So there's that to look forward to, but yeah, it's going to play like Skyrim for sure. Hopefully a little bit more fluid. That'll be nice. From Admiral, do you like RTS games? If so, which ones did you play? I used to like them. I was really into Rise of Nations and Age of Empires 2. I recently tried to get back into them, like maybe a year or 2 years ago. I tried to play Rise of Nations again. I don't know what it is, but I can't get hooked on those games like I used to. I bought Banished, I think it was on Steam. That's more of a city builder. But again, I think it's because you need to dedicate a lot of time to learn how to play them. I just don't have that time. So they don't pick me, they don't hit me the same way they used to. I don't have any push to play them. Now, I do still play games with RTS elements. I love Total War. I've been playing a lot of Warhammer 2 recently. So yeah, I still love RTS elements in games. But not RTS, like full-on RTS games as they are. I prefer grand strategy. I'm more of a casual. You know, my favorite, if I was going to pick up a strategy game now to play, it would probably be like Civ 5 or Civ 6 or the Total War series. Yeah. Okay, moving on to Eldon's Noodles. What's your favorite console? It would have to be between the PS2 and the PS3. PS2 had a ton of great games in it. For the longest time, I think it had one of the biggest libraries ever. It might still do. Actually, the Wii probably overtook it with all the shovelware. But the PS2, great early gaming memories on the PS2. And then the PS3 only because it was kind of like my adolescent console. It was a console that took me through my teenage years. It's what I had my best multiplayer memories on, especially with Call of Duty, Gran Turismo as well, Gran Turismo 5. It's between the PS3 and PS2. I'm not sure which ones I would pick. Probably the PS3. I think I had the best memories. A lot of them were playing with friends, which kind of skews it. But yeah, because of that, it was the first console where I was like, oh my god, like, multiplayer is a thing. I hadn't really experienced that before. It was a thing on PS2, but I didn't have access to it. PS1 has Symphony of the Night, which with that alone makes the best system. Yeah, fair enough. I played that on the PSP, but brilliant game. For sure. I already played 3D platformers on the PS1, so while they had great memories, I didn't really experience the best of what it had to offer. Okay, another question from Admiral. Has anybody besides Raid Shadow Legends reached out to you for a sponsor? And then we got, which products do you think you would be willing to advertise on your account if they were also willing to give you permission to do so? So yeah, if you didn't know, Raid Shadow Legends reached out to me, but they would have to offer me a lot more money to sell out my channel, and they did not offer me enough. I don't think I would advertise mobile games, I'm going to be honest, because again, the gambling, the kind of sketchy thing around it, I don't hate anyone who does advertise those kind of things. Go for it, you know, get that money. But for me, I just don't feel like my audience, my audience wouldn't be happy with it, and two, it just doesn't sit right with me to do so because of the gambling nature of it. But things that I'd be fine promoting would just be like products that I believe have a utility. Like, I might not utilize them, but things like VPNs, like people use VPNs, like mostly just for watching streaming services abroad, but they have their use. The same with like Squarespace or anything like that. Like, yeah, as a graphic designer, I would normally work with web developers, so we didn't need Squarespace to get anything done, but I understand there's a market for Squarespace, and I would be fine advertising that. So things that are like not gambling, not predatory, have a use for my audience, for any audience, that's what I'm fine with advertising. I'm a web dev too. Oh, nice. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, I still freelance, but I haven't worked with a full team for a while. But yeah, we used to, if we ever designed a website, obviously we'd have a web dev team build it. We wouldn't use Squarespace, but I'd be fine advertising for them. So yeah, anything that has a use, like even things like those How You Shave Club or stuff, like I'd be fine with advertising that, because it's not, you know, they're not pushing people to buy it. And if you want to buy it, then go for it. You know, if you want cheap or cheaper shavers, why not? And then this is the last question I have, and then we'll do I'll read through some of the chat, and we'll do some like lightning round for another 20 minutes or so. But from Prosecutor, do you think Elder Scrolls Red God would make a good adventure game today, as in more polished, better combat than the original? I can't actually answer this properly yet, because I haven't played Red God fully. But in the future, sometime after Arena, after a bit of a break from the Elder Scrolls, where I'll explore some other games, maybe some early Bethesda games, maybe not. But yes, I will play Red God, and I will be doing a Red God analysis at some point, and then I will be in a better position to answer this question. But from what I've heard, so this is completely not from my mouth, it seems like it was a decent adventure game compared to like the likes of like Tomb Raider. So yeah, if you update it with modern controls and combat, apparently the story is really good and the lore is really good. I'm sure there's a space for Red God, and I'm sure people will enjoy it. But of course, Bethesda's not interested in doing any more spin-offs, I don't think. Elder Scrolls Online and any kind of mobile games, I think, is as much as they would push it. Okay, so that is all the questions I really have. So let's just go to... I'm playing around with OBS, trying to remember what I was going to do. Ah, here we go. We transition to this. Okay, so I will now answer any questions you have for me in the chat. So start asking away, but I'll start reading as well what's been sent. You're going to be streaming Red God. Yes, yeah. So I kind of like how I did with the arena video. That's kind of how I want to do my new videos. I stream them to get all the footage and spend time with you guys. And then from there, I'll go dark for a little bit. Maybe throw out some small videos like that Daggerfall stream or that Vita video. Throw some of those out. But mostly, I'm going dark and working on the analysis for a long period of time, 2-3 months, and then those come out. But yeah, I will be streaming it, basically. GOG has a setup for DOSBox for it. Yeah, I've seen people say they use the GOG version. And you could switch out some files in the folder system, apparently, to make it run better. I've seen something like that on Reddit. The attack buttons are awful on that game. Most awkward controls I've ever played. Worse than vanilla Daggerfall. Oh, damn. Well, it should be interesting then. Simple question. Why does Bethesda hate money? Well, I guess you're talking about if they released Elder Scrolls 6, it would make a lot of money right now. Yeah, it would. I think they're a small studio by AAA standards, and they choose to be that way. It's not because they don't earn enough money, obviously. Why do they hate money? That's the hard one. I think whoever is the director at Bethesda, is it Robert A. Altman? I can't remember. They like to keep it small, and they like to release one game at a time. That's how they do it. So, yeah, they're owned by Microsoft now. Microsoft might up, if they pump hundreds of developers in it and work on 2 games at a time. Who knows? Those games might sell well. Who knows if they'll be as good as they could be? I'm not the one to say. But, yeah, you think they could work... They could maybe have 2 teams working on games. I think they do, but... There's a long time between releases. I don't want yearly releases from Bethesda, but that's way too much. But they could do every 2 years. Come on, you could alternate Fallout, Starfield, Elder Scrolls, maybe a new IP. Who knows? But yeah, they very much like to re-release the same game. Have you ever got into 40k? No, my only experience with Warhammer is Warhammer Total War, so the old school fantasy Warhammer. I know some stuff about 40k, just like I've read like some stuff online about like how messed up the lore is. Like it's really grim dark. I would be interested in getting into it, but it seems like there's a lot to like catch up on. What I think a good introduction for me would be that sequel to Vermintide. I forgot what it's called, but the one that's set in the 40k universe. I'm not sure if it's out yet now. Yes or not. I'm not sure. But I think that might be a good introduction for me, because I really like Vermintide as well. I find that I'm better introduced into universes through games, because it's the games that kind of get me like wanting to learn more about the lore. If you could play only one Elder Scrolls game with mods from now on, which would it be? Oh, I'm going to leave the YouTube channel out of this, because obviously I would say Daggerfall, because it probably would be the best for the channel. If just for like, from a fun perspective, with mods. Now, as it is right now, Morrowind, but you go down 10 years in the future, it might be Skyrim, because we possibly could have Skywind and Skyblivion and Beyond Skyrim, all the Beyond Skyrims are doing. If all those came out, it could be Skyrim in the future, but right now, yeah, probably Morrowind. Daggerfall, even though I made the mod video, that mod in Daggerfall is a ball ache. Like, my mod list literally a week after that video was broken because of an update, and it's just a pain to update it because like I'll update the mods and then an update will come out and some will break, some won't. So because of that reason, at the moment Daggerfall is not my favorite for modding because it's all over the shop. Until we get a final 1.0 version, it's going to be Morrowind, I think. If you've ever played Tomb Raider, you'll definitely see how Red God took some inspiration from it. Oh yeah, I'm sure I will. Yeah, I played the first one. we could actually see Elder Scrolls and Fallout games from competent studios now. Hopefully that would be good. Elder Scrolls made by Blizzard. Oh, I mean, old school Blizzard, great. Current Blizzard, oh dear. The same studio that made Morrowind, made Skyrim and Oblivion. Yeah, they are competent and are highly respected games because of their creators. Yeah, but they've had hard times recently. And I know people say it's just the one game with Fallout 76, which is true. And that was made by another studio. But there's been some management issues. The release date of 11/11/11, for example, did hurt Skyrim. There was a lot of things Skyrim could have done better if it had more time. That the developers acknowledged, and there was a lot of cut content. So there's been some management decisions. They still make, obviously, excellent games. Even Fallout 4, while it's not my favorite, and I still can't really get into it past my first playthrough, it's still a pretty good game. It's just some decisions they've made lately in the last 10 years, I guess. Last 10 years. Bit iffy. I'm still a very competent studio, but maybe we can get more studios working on it. Did I miss any of my questions? Dennis Pence, yes, your Ike 2K, right? Yeah, there was 2 questions earlier on from you, where you asked if there's any games I completely abhor, and what did I play before the Elder Scrolls? Yeah, I answered those earlier. This video will be going out on the channel after the stream, so you'll be able to catch up then. Or you can go back now, I guess. Which Elder Scrolls game do you think has the best factions? In terms of variety, it's going to be Daggerfall, because it has more. And I really like the nightly orders and the temples. But then again, nostalgia, possibly. Morrowind. No, actually, I'd say more. No, maybe not more. Oblivion. I think Fighters Guild. Oblivion's Fighters Guild is poor. But the Thieves Guild, not the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood and the Mages Guild, and the last few missions of the Thieves Guild, really good. So it's actually Oblivion. Those were some of the best quests I think the Elder Scrolls have ever done, in my opinion. But after that, it'd probably be then Daggerfall, then Morrowind. Those are like closely tied. Arena doesn't have any. And Skyrims were very much lackluster. I think everyone can agree on that. Everyone shits on Todd Howard, but he does know how to make... Yeah, he does know how to make an engaging game. If not for him, Bethesda would be done. Yeah, of course he does. He's very good at his job, which is why he got promoted to where he was quite fast, and he's managed to stay there. Rather off-topic question, what is your favourite game made by Valve? Portal 2, which is actually in this video show reel. I love Portal 2. I probably replay it every year or every 2 year. It's a really fun game. Then after that, probably Half-Life 2. You know, the standard ones. I never really got into Team Fortress too much. I only have I only have like 20 hours, which is not as much as meant a lot of people. I wasn't never really into that kind of a competitive shooter in that style. I was more of like a Call of Duty guy. But yeah, Half-Life 2, Portal 2. Bethesda hasn't made a good game since Morrowind. That's it. Everyone has their own opinions. I think they're still good games, you know. 6 out of 10 is still technically good. Like anything above bang average, 5 out of 10 is good. And you have great and then you have excellent. They definitely still make good games. All Blizzard really pour actual love into the games. Yeah, now they only want money for sure. Yeah, Test 5 and 4 and 5 are good games. It's just maybe not excellent. Met Jwlar, I'm 26. So my first game was Morrowind, so maybe I'm skewed. But I love Daggerfall, and I could see the appeal of Arena, especially compared to its competition, which I've been playing a lot more of like the 90s RPGs, and I could see Arena it wasn't doing anything new, but it was doing what the competition was doing and making it way bigger. You gotta give them props for that. Have you worked on any mods for Daggerfall? No, I have no idea how to. The only mods I've ever made were personal ones for Morrowind, because the creation... What was it called? The thing that comes with Morrowind, that the creation suite disk, whatever it's called, so easy to use. I would just use it to make self-insert characters, or like, you could mod... you could make a companion, and then you could mod that companion to have stupid stats and stuff like that, like 100 attributes, everything, Just stuff like that, but I've never released anything. How dare you be younger than me? Sorry, Tyrannium. Sierra or Lucasfilm point-and-click adventure games? Yes, Monkey Island, for sure. Definitely want to cover Monkey Island at some point. And... Oh no, I forgot the name of it. What's the one with the white bunny? I only played one of those. Not Sam and Hyde, is it? No, I don't know why it's salmon something, I think, but the ones with the white bunny. Used to love those. I'd love to have a reason to replay them, but yeah, I love the Monkey Island games. I was rewatching your Daggerfall retrospective again. Salmon Max, that's it, yes. Really good memories of playing one of the Salmon Maxes. I'm not sure which one it was, but any excuse to replay it would be great, for sure. I was rewatching your Daggerfall retrospective again when this went live, and then I had a college class. Nice, Phoenix. Welcome to the stream. We're just going to be doing some more questions for about 7 minutes, and then we're going to go down a trip down memory lane and watch some old videos, which are going to be very cringy, because I was still trying to find what the hell I even wanted to do with this channel. And there also will be, in those videos, a kind of an impromptu face reveal, because I didn't hide my faces in my first videos, because I didn't care to. And I don't care to now, I just don't have the face on the channel, because I don't think it helps the videos in any way. But yeah, so there will be a face reveal later on from the Unlisted videos. Haven't we already seen them all? Yeah, so the gameplay's a 30-minute loop, so it is just looping around. I didn't realize the questions were going to take so long. Important question, why purple? It's my favorite color. That's just the reason behind it. Yeah, that's it. And then it's a purple gem because I chose Jwlar based on my initials, JWL, which is for my initials for my name, and then assault rifle on the end of it, because again, Call of Duty gamer when I was younger. So initials plus assault rifle. It looks like, you know, it phonetically says Jwlar, like someone who sells jewels. So the logo is a jewel that's purple colored, kind of like a Spyro gem, and that's what inspired the intro noise for my little 2-second intro. Is the when you collect a gem in Spyro. Which YouTubers do you think influence your style of content? So well, there's been a few, and we'll go through them later as we're watching the videos. But what is gamer tag? Call of Duty content. Then I became more of a comedy gaming channel, so that was Scott the Was. And then as I got more into more serious reviews, that was an abundance of them. There was Actman, there was, I think there's a channel called Ant-Man or something like that. I forgot his name, but there's a channel like that. There's Cadicarus. Cadicarus is more comedy. That was maybe for the Scott the Was type videos. Those were as I was getting more into reviews. And then I started making the Daggerfall video, similar to my other reviews I had done at that time, which were like 20-30 minute things. If you look at like the Morrowind video, the Republic Commando video, like I was doing like 30-minute reviews. And then I was going to do that for Daggerfall, but the making of was so long that I split it. And I think it was maybe on episode 3 or 4 of the Daggerfall video where I found Patrician TV. And then I was like, well, looks like people do like stupidly long videos, so let's not try and cut down my script, because that's why I was trying to cut down my script to not be so long. And I was like, damn, this is so hard, you know, this video is going on, it's nearly an hour long, oh my god. And then when I saw that Patrician TV had done a long video, I was like, well, people like these, okay, just let's not cut back, let's just go fully for it. So yeah, I guess Patrician TV then was the last influence, and since then I wouldn't say I'm influenced by anyone. I don't really, the YouTubers I watch have nothing to do with gaming anymore. I mainly watch like Sidemen and stuff like that, or just like whatever's on the front page recommended. So no, I don't really have any influences anymore. But those were the initial ones. Ever played Age of Empires of RuneScape? Yes, Age of Empires 2. Used to love it when I was younger. Tried getting into it recently and I couldn't for whatever reason. And the same with RuneScape. Old school RuneScape. Used to love it in school when I was much younger. But I was playing it on my phone maybe a year ago or 2 years ago. I got back into it and played on my phone, and I got kind of addicted, and I was like, I can't play this. I just deleted it, and I was like, I cannot touch RuneScape. It's too addicting. So yeah, I've played them, but I can't let myself play them anymore. I love Spyro. Yep, great game. I still have it on my PS Vita. I play Spyro 3 all the time. You should totally do a community Age of Empires 2 nights. Yeah, well, I'd be down for it. I just have to relearn how to play the game. I used to love it, but when I tried a couple months ago or a year ago. God, the time just merges all together for me since making this channel. But when I did try it, I just couldn't get back into it. But I'd have to get some more time to do into it. Ant Dude, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I would really love a retro Ahoy style vid. Yeah, for sure. The arena one's getting kind of similar. Like, the making of is so very interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff in this making of that I found. Like, you know, I don't want to spoil it too much, but the release date online is just, it's not the release date of the game. The game did not come out on that date. It came out way before that, like a couple months before it. And there's a lot of like research going trying to pin down what that date is. And that section, if I can edit it well enough, will be like a retro Ahoy style video. It's going to be pretty interesting, I hope. It should be good. That arena video is going to be my magnum opus for sure. You rock with Action Button / Tim Rogers. I've watched them, but like I said, I don't really watch gaming channels anymore. Any kind of channels outside of what's ever on the front page, really. I barely watch YouTube nowadays. Do you know about, Test Free MP? Yes, the Morrowind online multiplayer mod. You're going to do anything with that? I might do a video on it on the future, but I'm not sure what I can do about it. Because, like, you know, Mickey D does, like, his comedy videos and stuff, and he's looked at, like, Test Free MP. If I was going to do it, I might want to do, like, a review, but then, like, what do you review? Because it's Morrowind. Like, it's still Morrowind. It plays like Morrowind. The multiplayer aspect does add some interesting dynamics to it that you don't get in traditional Morrowind, obviously. A quick retrospective, yeah, for sure. I could do something like that. Maybe talking about what it adds to Morrowind. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, I'll write that down now, actually. Kind of like what the multiplayer adds to Morrowind. Yeah, definitely something to do there. Did you play the Spyro Trilogy remaster? I did. It was fine. It was fine. People hated it because they made some small changes. Yeah, they're alright. They are what they are. It was pretty fun. But if I ever do play Spyro, it's the originals emulated normally. Just for nostalgia, you know. Idea, why not do Tamriel Rebuilt Project Tamriel video with TSM3? That's a good idea, actually. Could be quite fun and would definitely be a different kind of playthrough. Yeah. Oh, wow. That would be very, very interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting for like the narrative review if I come across other players, you know, during the review. It would add some dynamics to the review for sure. Would stop the game from being boring with another person there. Yeah, that's true. Play it with someone. That's a great idea, actually. Okay, so it's coming up to about 5 PM. So we're going to start switching now to watching the videos. I'll still be reading the chat when I can. But mainly we're going to be doing... I'm not sure how to describe it, but we're going to watch old videos, cringe, and kind of talk about maybe what was going through my head when I made those videos. And just kind of laugh at how far I have come. Right, so let me just set up OBS to do everything here. Switch to that for the time being as I'm setting up how I want the screen to look. Should totally set up a test-free MP server for Discord when you get around to that. Yeah, I should have to learn how to do it. I've worked with like private servers before, but that was for like Minecraft years ago. I'm sure it's got a bit more fluid back since it was back then. Okay. Hi YouTube. Hi Brandon. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be starting watching some old videos now, so we can cringe at how far I've come as a creator, which is a pretty long way. I hope people agree. No, worst case scenario that they say like, "Oh my god, you're way better," then that you won't. These are really bad. Okay. I'm up for the test-free MP idea. Yeah, for sure. I need to research how the hell to even do that. Okie dokie. I transition to this. Okay. So, this is my first ever recording of Morrowind from 2016. Okay, so it's definitely not my first ever recording of Morrowind, but my first ever, it's on this channel. It is on this channel, and it's called Test, because around 2016, I was in university, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a playthrough of Morrowind, because there's definitely not enough Let's Play channels on YouTube. Definitely not. I don't know why I wanted to do a Let's Play channel. But I did, for whatever bizarre idea, and this was a test to see if I could do it, because the backstory here, I only had a Mac at this point. a big 21-inch Mac because I was doing graphic design in university, and I had sold my PC or something had happened. I didn't have my PC anymore, so this is running on a Mac using like a parallel boot. You could boot into Windows by installing it onto your drive. And this video is basically a test on if the game can run it, if the computer could run it and record it. And you'll see later it couldn't, but we get to listen to my 2016 voice. Is
finally all set up. So sync, 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 sync.
Pretty similar to my current voice. It's exactly the same, I guess. We'll get into that. Look at that. It says 31. I think you can see it isn't 31. It had mods installed. But yeah, so this was my first ever video, a gaming video on this channel, and it's literally just me. I just remembered what I used as a microphone. The microphone for this video was my phone. Like, it was my phone on the table in front of me, and the quality is pretty low. Yeah, it's really bad. But my microphone was my phone on the desk with the Notes app open, and I hit record. And then that's why I had to do that sync thing earlier, where I was syncing up the audio. It's so bad. Never heard of this game before. Yeah, man, it's really obscure. It's called The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. But you can't find it anywhere. You'll have to buy it like off eBay. Really hard to find. The next video, this is now an earlier video, 2014. And this is a video for my graphic design A-level. So this is college. These are 2 years you do before university in the UK. So I'm like 16 when I made this, and it's very cringe. But this is my amazing design skills. I'm a lot better now, by the way. I was 16 here. And these are all tabletop things that I made myself.
The days are so long.
Oh, that mic quality. It's brilliant.
I think to myself, do I want to live here when I'm old? The noise of the city, where no one can sleep, the smell of the smog, it's enough to make you weep. So I work through the day, and even sometimes at night, dreaming of when I can fly that big kite.
Yeah, I wrote the poem as well. It's really bad.
I look out the window, across the blue sea, towards the green meadow. I know what I'd rather be.
That animation, so fluid.
But if you live in the city, you will quickly realize, unless you get out, it'll be your demise. So listen to my story. It's one of regret. Get out of the city. Just don't you forget.
Ironic, because I've never lived in a city, so I probably wasn't in a position to make that poem. But yes, so that was it's my first ever video on the channel. Yeah. And that's what this channel used to host back then. Oh my god, I just remembered. I've got to show you my Vimeo later. I've got a Vimeo with the worst video ever on it as well. I can show. Feels like an Adult Swim bumper. So this is my first thing from the pandemic. June 14th, 2020. There's the face reveal. I don't actually look like this anymore. I have since grown a beard and lost most of my hair. It was a rough 2 years. I think it was just aging from early 20s to late 20s. But I look super young now. Oh my god. But I'm not going to watch through all of this because it is literally just me playing the game and being awful. It's just like being trash at Call of Duty. Barely talking. I think I'm in my pajamas. The quality is awful.
Slow. Like I said, I'm scared, to be honest.
Even in HD. It's my internet doesn't want to do HD, but yeah. This is just 2 years ago, so I think this is if any of you want to make a YouTube channel, just remember that anyone can do it because this was me 2 years ago. You can definitely, anyone can you know, can grow on YouTube if you know what you're doing. I will give you a purple screen for a while as I try and find some more videos. I don't want to show you all the back end of my YouTube channel in case I somehow dox it. I'm not sure how that would work. Okay, let's go with so this is the first Scott the War style video now. So this is kind of closer to where I am now, but a lot more funny. Well, I don't think it's funny, but some people did. I would say that the video game from the early 2010s, if you presented it to me straight It's like, oh right, the that video, yeah. You look kind of like a Welsh angry video game nerd. Nice. I think I look older in this one. There you go. The video starts with "Hey, me again," and I think this is this one at the time because I deleted all the Warzone videos. It was the first video on the channel, so it's not me again. But let me turn the volume up for you guys.
Under the weather lately, so I decided to go to the doctor.
Listen to that mic.
This piece of paper.
Listen to that mic quality.
Actitis, which apparently means I hate games that I can finish and have a fear of Windows.
It's a Jesus Christ. I cringe. It's so bad.
2008, at the ripe age of 12, I was gifted the child-friendly game of Call of Duty World at War.
that was me at 6 years old.
Gifted the child-friendly game of Call of Duty World at War. Who the thought this was a good game to give to a kid?
Yeah, so we won't watch the whole thing, but you can see the videos have come a pretty long way. This was a lot more Scott the Wars inspired, without any of the charisma of Scott the Wars. And this was a video on Call of Duty Zombies. You can see a lot of the inspirations. Like I got the purple border around it, like he has the blue border and everything. It was very much ripping off essentially.
3 rounds at least. That was easy. But when you started getting runners and your Car 98K was beginning to falter, I highly doubt
the mic quality is pretty bad as well.
Made it past round 5 on their first ever game of Nats back in the day. But that didn't matter because
be quiet for some reason as well.
And that is where it really began to shine. Jumping into a game with 3 randoms with that iconic PS3 mic quality was where the real game began.
Yeah, so these kind of videos were less retrospectives and more. Well, no, they were just retrospectives. There was no analysis. There was barely any review. You look like one of the actors from Door Monster. I've never even heard of that. How do you grow on YouTube? Luck, man. Like, honestly, luck and keep at it. Because, like, look at these videos. These videos are trash. Like, this guy wouldn't have got big on YouTube. And I somehow fell into it by you just keep making. You learn. Just learn as you go, you know? You get better. Let's go to a later one. Spyro 2. This was a good one. And by good, I mean not good at all. Oh, hey, there's the back end of the channel I didn't want to show you guys. Well, that's what the YouTube details looks like. No, there's nothing there you can see anyway. But that's how you edit your video. 12 years later, yeah, I've seen Retrospective 2. Yeah, that was definitely the title was inspired by him.
Being Welsh, I was raised seeing dragons everywhere, on our flag, on our sports team, even on our alcohol. So it's easy to see how a kid raised you would think it's cool as hell to play as one, flying around, burning your enemies, and exploring the world. What do you mean I can't fly?
Spyro 2 is the sequel to Spyro 1. Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? I received it along my PS1 in 2004 when I was just 8 years old. It was my first console, which in hindsight was way past the console's lifespan. Getting me a 10-year-old console was a smart move by my parents because I didn't know any better and the games would have been dirt cheap comparatively.
I actually like this video. Like, I kind of want to unlist these old videos, but they very much clash with my current style, so I won't. But like, this one was pretty good. Like, it had issues like the mic quality's bad, the video quality is awful. But I was getting to like this sort of good realm of like telling a narrative. But in terms of a review, it's still not quite there. It's not very analytical. It is very much like, oh, I like this level because it's good. I don't like this level because it's underwater. Like, there's no like, there's no deeper thinking into it. But the introductions, I told a good story. I would say that. Let's get 100 just of drivers, low goals compared to now. Yeah. But yeah, it's all a growing experience. The longer you keep out and stay consistent, the more chances you have to get lucky. Yeah, exactly. You just keep making videos. I think the first one, like you see, this has 168 views. The first one that did hit it big was Morrowind. The Morrowind video had 500 views. And that's when I was like, oh, people like this style of video. If you watch the Morrowind one, it's very similar to this style. The only difference is it doesn't have as much as this. As much of, I didn't put my face in it as much, but it's very much, I'm still telling a story. Less gags, but there's still gags in it, but I'm telling a story through the video. So I was kind of forming this style as I was going, very much inspired by Scott the Wars and Act Man and Ant Dude. But it was all slowly getting made until the Morrowind video was the one that was like, okay, this is the direction. I kind of built the direction from there. And you can watch that if you go watch the Tony Hawk's Underground 2, the Star Wars Battlefront 2. As you go through those, you start to you see like the style develop until you hit the Daggerfall video. And that's where the style kind of cemented itself. Oops, not that. This is... So, you notice this one's very short. So some videos were like 40 minutes and some were 4 minutes. And I was really struggling at the time to like... You learn so much when you're becoming a YouTuber on like how to make videos. And everyone's like, you've got to upload consistently. It's got to be like every week. And trying to make a video every week when I was working like full time, and some videos were 40 minutes long, some were like, it was really hard. So I would have like these really terrible 4 minutes videos. Like this video is just bad because it was rushed. And now I've since learned, like, honestly, upload schedules don't matter. You don't have to upload consistently. Just upload, you know, when you've got a video. In terms of what you want to upload, that's up to you. Again, like I upload videos that are probably not good for the channel. That Vita video wasn't the ideal thing for this channel at all. But it was a fun thing that I wanted to show you guys because, you know, I liked it. So we've grown on YouTube. Make good content, but make content you want to make as well. I've been trying to make videos with a very specific style for a long time now. The problem is that it requires animation, which isn't something I can really do, and I'm too stubborn to change the format. Yeah, I was like, these videos, the first one was in August, and they go through until the Mullen one in January. There was 6 months where I was like, my wife would be like, the videos don't really get a lot of views, huh? Because they was only getting like 100, you know? And I was like, no, it was gonna blow up, I swear, look at this Scott the Woz guy, he's huge. But I didn't realize, like, no one wants like a copy of Scott the Woz. Like, they want something that's at least adding something a bit different. I'm not necessarily adding anything different now, but there aren't a whole lot of long form analysis channels. There's maybe 50 of us. Might be 100 actually, but it's a very much it's a somewhat small niche for YouTube anyway. 100 YouTubers is pretty low for a niche of like long form analysis, and kind of just grow from there. I completely lost my train of thought of what I was saying. I learned Premiere, tried to do some stuff with it, but I'm just a lot better at web design. Yeah, editing's hard. I heard a guy say some like to make videos that you would want to watch but isn't already on YouTube. Yeah, that's why I made that Vita video, because I was like, no one's done it. No one's tried to run Daggerfall in Vita from what I could tell. It was literally like it happened on the Discord server as like a random idea based off what someone else was talking about. We run it on their phone, and it went from there.
Tetris for the Game Boy. I haven't played this one for years, ever since the Nightmares. But how bad could it be? Oh no!
Oh god, I'm such a bad actor. I don't know why I thought.
Yeah. The year is 2001.
I haven't watched these videos since. What was the idea behind this joke?
The year is 2001 and I am 5. Right, I just want to say I am shocked. I just want to say
It's 5 apparently.
I can even remember
that photo.
anything from when I was 5. Like when I sat down to write this video and I was working out the years, I couldn't believe that's how old I was. Like, look at this guy. He's barely big enough to even hit the buttons. But I digress. I was a young child, and quite understandably, I was very jealous of my 12-year-old sister who was just been gifted a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, I think I've always had a decent narrative style to my videos. I think it's an okay story. It's interesting enough, but it's not. I don't think people want to watch. People don't care about, like, you know, people don't want to watch your story with this game when you were 5. The super cringy remember to subscribe animation. Yeah, that was still on my videos for a while. I think the last one I had it was like, I think even after the Morrowind one. It was there for a while.
Sure, I had toys, but I didn't have that sweet, sweet electronic handheld goodness. After months of complaining, yep, I was a spoiled little brat, that's for sure. I received a hand-me-down original Game Boy from a family friend, with just one game, Tetris.
Interestingly, I just realized that all these videos have the same branding, actually, don't they? Like, I just kept pushing until the formula sort of evolved. This wasn't that long ago, I guess. It was less than 2 years ago. The concept was there. It just needed a lot more growing into what it is now. analysis is where it's at, really, rather than like storytelling. If you're gonna tell a story of the game, like in that Skyfall review. I think that was a good way of like combining my like for writing stories with like video game content. Yeah, I did one of these as well. Top 10 Spyro videos. So top 10 Spyro maps. I tried everything.
Hey, me again. This is part 2 to a previous retrospective I've already done on Spyro. So if you'd like to catch up fully with the game, then you should watch that episode. Let's get into it.
Number 10. Watch Mojo.
Which is Worms vs. Birds in a war that we can watch from our very own back gardens. Zephyr oozes personality and is vast in its scope, with many areas hidden behind ladders and cave tunnels.
The writing is about as deep as a Watch Mojo video as well. Like I said, there's no analysis here.
Insomniac have given us a world that feels huge for Spyro 2. After clearing the beginning section, we are introduced to our first manually controlled turret in the game. This was especially fun when you hit those annoying bombing birds right out of the sky. As we pass through a tunnel, we are welcomed once again to another open area. And unlike many other levels, if you fall here, you actually go on to discover even more.
He sounds so bored. I think because I like all my content's scripted. Well, except obviously this isn't scripted, but all my content's scripted. I think learning to read a script is definitely a skill. Like you definitely have to learn it. I didn't have it back then. I'm just very much reading. Yeah. I mean, I could blame the dyslexia, but I've since got better at it, so that's clearly not the case.
Of the map, rather than falling to your death. After bringing the PS1 to its knees with an oh so satisfying explosion and then collecting our talisman, the first task that we see is the Cowler roundup. This is one of those challenges that I remember mostly for the...
Yeah, so it wasn't very, you have a good speaking voice now, but oh, thank you. Yeah, I think you just learn it. You learn all this stuff as you make YouTube videos. And I guess I think I would have had comments maybe calling out like I sound bored or stuff. Maybe not, based on I only had 2 comments there. They're talking about the top 10. But yeah, I wasn't very analytical back then. It's all surface level stuff. You know, this level's good because it had this, and it had this section that was annoying and no one liked it. I'm a voice actor here in Finland, but I don't know how much people want to listen to broken English. Well, it's worth giving it a shot. That must be cool if you're a voice actor. You must have a good voice then. I think that's kind of it for the ones on this channel. So now we're gonna really cringy, guys. We're gonna go to the Welsh Boys. So that's the channel I talked about earlier. Look at this channel. It's very much 9 years ago. Don't cancel me. This isn't even insultive, I don't think. I think it is literally a bandit that looks like he's doing something even interesting. You know, jerking off his his friend. Why are you touching that, man? Yeah. So this was a small channel that me and my friends ran. And I was like, gay panda. I was like 18 here. 17. It's 10 years ago, it says here. So I'll play some of these. My friends probably don't want to be on the internet too much. But these were Let's Play videos.
No! Oh my god! Oh my god! No way! No way! No way!
Look at that editing.
How do you boost?
Oh, look at the quality! Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god! Oh, I crashed.
Oh, I crashed. Yeah. So I've tried everything on YouTube like over the years. This is 2012. Like trying Let's Play content with friends, which would have been popular in 2012 if I'd started in 2009. By 2012, it was obviously quite saturated. Oh, the quality is so bad.
You're gonna get out and grab the turbines while I run around and still try and kill and drive stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Oh god, the fake reactions and fakes. I don't even know if those were fake. Oh, they might have been. Yeah, no, they obviously they're fake. I don't react that much when I'm playing the game. But if you watch me play Daggerfall, I do exasperate a lot when I get killed.
I'm on 26
Snap.
I'm on 10 health.
Snap.
But yeah, I'm obviously
I'm trying to save you.
overplaying it. I don't know, why is this transition every 5 seconds?
It's not letting me pick it up.
Got it.
That's Orkies, Orky armor.
It's very much that's 2012 right there. Oh wow, so I just realized when I was making those Call of Duty videos, it was 2009, because this was a while after those videos. I can't show you those early Call of Duty videos because I deleted the channel. I can show you the channel actually. It's still there. There's no content on it. So yeah, here it is. You're inside 42 subscribers, but there's nothing there because this channel doesn't have any content. It was deleted it. That was the channel I was talking about earlier. Now we can go to... This is my first video on all of YouTube. This is 13 years ago. So this is my first ever video. I won't play the sound because it is How You Remind Me by Nickelback. So I'm sure you know the song. Just imagine that's playing while you watch this. I want to try and hide. Yeah, it should be fine. I want to try and hide the channel name because I think my friend still uses this channel. This is... Look at this, guys. When you watch that Daggerfall retrospective, just think the skills that I had in 2009. Just gotta remember Nickelback's playing. It's a very cool scene. It's very epic. Just like The Matrix. I think maybe there was some like Street Fighter inspiration going on. This video was definitely an attempt was made. Yeah, an attempt was made for sure. The idea was there. I just didn't understand things like frame rates or focus. Keep the video in focus. Lighting. You know, anything that a video should have. This is peak 2009. And then there is another video on this channel I would like to show, which has me at 11 years old, but I think it also has my friend in it, and I'm not sure he wants to be on the internet. So what I will do instead is take a picture of what a cool guy I am. It's there. Wow. What a cool dude. I'd like to think I'm a bit better looking now, but oh god. Cringe. Yeah, so that's the face reveal. That's actually me right now. That's that's my webcam right now. That's what I look like. Oh man. Gamer. Yep. I wasn't even much of a gamer at that point. Oh, 2009. No, I would have been big in the Call of Duty 4. That if someone was calling you out on Call of Duty 4, you look like that. Just remember that. I think that's the earliest videos really. 2009. Yeah, I think that's as far back as I go on this site. Are you sure that isn't a stock photo of a nerd? Too generic. It could be, yeah. Definitely could be. I mean, I have nothing to hide. I'm very much a nerd. Hence, you know, this channel obviously shows that very much. Oh, that was it. I wanted to show you guys my Vimeo. Oh boy. There's an epic meme video on it. God, why did I say epic? I really am stuck in the 2000s. So I should start this with the story. This video I showed in university in front of 100 people. And I thought, this is the shit. And I actually did get a really good grade. But basically oh god. I'm not sure we can... Oh, can we not... I don't think we can play the song. I think it might be copyrighted. So I'll have to turn that down for you guys. But this is a meme video that was made for an assignment about internet culture. And I think this is very much internet culture. What would be your proudest video and why? Terranium? This is it. Well, I'll show you some more of these ones as well. But this This is it. Just turn down the music. I create your own sound effects. Okay, I'm playing the music. Do 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 do. Fucking right, the pussy. Do 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 do. Oh, Illuminati. Do 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 do. Optic gaming. Oh my god. Do 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 do. Wow. Much cinema. Can't tie my shoes, but I can fuck your bitch. Oh, my heart's beating, my hands are sweating. I got him, and I'm still shooting. Headshot, headshot, boom, headshot. And now it's just a massive bass drop that is splitting my ears as I listen to this. Oh my god! An enemy has been slain from League of Legends. Smoke weed every day. John Cena. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yep. I showed that in university to hundreds of people. What was I doing with my life? I'm feeling levels of late 2000s cringe. Yep. And then I mean we've just got some other stuff, so we can see like my early editing. Fallout as well.
Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled in the name of
great animation
from God to justice to simple psychotic rage. But war never changes.
So I've been making videos for ages now. I was lucky that I did a university course on how to edit. I'm still not great at it, but that would be a nice video about the blood background. Yeah, it'd be less cringy, that's for sure. This actually might be copyrighted music. Let's turn this down. This is the, well, it says animation for the brief history or to portray an aspect of humanity to a what the hell? So the brief for this, an animation for a brief to portray an aspect of humanity. This is what writing with dyslexia looks like. Animation for a brief to portray an aspect of humanity to a distant alien race. What the hell was I even trying to say there? But I guess the brief was I had to show humanity to a distant alien race, and my idea was to show a corporate animation. Yeah, a corporate animation of the history of communication. You can see why I was ideal for corporate graphic design and not for actually being, an artist. But it worked out. Hey, why you take me to the homepage? I want to go back to my videos. Yeah. Got some more here. Documentary. Oh, this is on the history of... So I did art history in university as well. So this is some art history. Any music or anything here? Oh, it's a video essay.
Just before World War I, when designers such as A.M. Cassandra...
This actually might be Jwlar's first video essay. Before Daggerfall, before everything, this was it.
And Edward McKnight Corfer began to accumulate various current art movements that were prominent at the time into their work. These included Cubism, Modernism, Neoclassical art, and Futurism. Elements that can be identified in an Art Deco piece are geometric shapes, zigzag and triangular shapes, chevron patterns,
my editing actually hasn't changed that much.
Motifs. The original movement peaked in the Roaring '20s and into the 1930s. New York during the 20s really epitomizes the era. Towering skyscrapers clad in Art Deco architecture, luxurious gold patterns and sculptures, flappers dressed in straight dresses with expensive jewelry. American Art Deco...
Very boring. But there you go, that's my first video essay. I think you meant that the video was meant to be a brief and educative video that would explain human history to an alien race that is distant from the Earth. Yeah, I think that's probably what I was trying to go for. What else have we got? Yeah, I'll show you these ones. They've got copyrighted music. I'm not going to do the sound effects for you guys, don't worry. I don't think it'll suit these as much as it suited that meme video. Oh dear, let's turn that down. But this is an animation for a fake corporation that I made in university for charging electric cars. It's pretty bad, to be honest, but I think it shows, like, basic editing. And I have been making videos since 2009, and it's something that has always been a passion of mine. And somehow it's managed to work out in the last year. And I might have just crashed my career by showcasing you how cringe I used to be and how nerdy I used to be and still am. But yeah, these are me a long time ago. I think this is even more corporate than the other one, I think. Time for a change, time for a charge, time for a change. And then a ticking clock. It can take. Oh no, I remember this is so bad. Look at the design on this. That's trash. That is trash. Look at the gaps. Hey, we all start from somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Chips at the beach. We're all a little cringe. Yeah. Especially, I mean, we're always going to cringe at our younger selves, and we always progressively, I think through life, you get less cringe as you grow up. I'd like to think I've gotten less cringe. With FreeSpark, you can enjoy charging. There was a website for FreeSpark, but I stopped paying the hosting, so I can't show you it. But it was awful because I wrote it myself, and I'm not a web developer, and it was the worst HTML and CSS possible. It looked okay, but it took forever to load. It was pretty bad from that perspective. Yeah, I think that's everything. This is oh god, this is another video essay. We'll briefly go on this one. But yeah, it's
found Culture magazine at 15 years old in the year 2000.
Sound even more bored than the other videos.
Generated its revenue by creating marketing campaigns for small businesses that were then hosted within the magazine. Within time, its revenue generation method led to employment of designers to help Glyn, and by the year 2008, he founded the design firm Culture Group. They provide strategies, formats, and insights that look to the...
Yeah, so realistically, I've been doing the same thing for years now. Just got better at it. So if you ever want to become a YouTuber, keep at it. I think anyone can do it. You just gotta keep trying different things. Like, you know, do the top 10 videos, do Call of Duty videos, do reviews, comedy videos, retrospectives, Lego stop motion, meme videos. Try everything, and then eventually something might stick. You know, I think YouTube is luck, and you just gotta keep throwing things at the wall until something sticks. Oh, we actually missed this one. Let's finish off with this one. Lion King DOS review. This was... Oh, so it wasn't Lion King 2. Lion King 1 was my first... This is my first ever video game that I remember watching. This is the best way to gain attention. My first... be persistent and all be open to variety. Yeah. Just gotta try everything until you find something that you're good at. Find something that people like to watch and that you enjoy making, and that's kind of it.
In 1994, Disney released The Lion King, the fifth installment from the Disney Renaissance era.
Let's get 100 subscribers,
guys.
guys.
A huge success.
Stop images.
$1 billion. Disney, being a company aimed at kids, were keen to capitalize on this success and did so the way they
Oh, my
knew
mic
best,
quality's
with
awful.
toys. And the new hot toy of the early 90s was the video game. Developed by Westwood Studios and published by Virgin Games. Okay, Mr. Branston, Virgin might work as a company name for music, planes, holidays, mobile, cruise ships, racing cars, books, and space travel, but you can't name a games publisher that. Gamers have already got it hard as it is.
I kind of looked like this as a kid,
Hey
actually.
guys, you want to play some Virgin games? Guys?
Released for Amazon.
What an awful name for a studio. Virgin Games. But, yeah. These videos aren't that far. This video, for sure, is in the same style of the Morrowind one. Not as long, obviously, but it's only got small gags in it with my face. The footage reminds me of a JonTron video reviewing of a bootleg Chinese version of that game along with other Disney bootlegs. Yeah, it's a DOS version, which isn't as nice looking as the Sega Genesis version. Virgin Interactive published the first Doom game before being assimilated into Westwood. Nice. Congratulations, Jwlar. Thank you, Rick74. Thank you very much. We hit 20k, and we've gone down nostalgia lane to realize that maybe I shouldn't have 20k subscribers because I was so cringy as a YouTuber. Oh my god. Somehow, luckily, it worked out. Just you keep throwing things at the wall, and eventually it works out. Would you ever like to remake your old videos? I constantly want to remake everything I did years ago. I had that as a video idea once. Like, maybe I do this properly where I watch through them, and maybe I watch through them on stream more so than we're doing now, and like actually seriously sit down, review the video, being like, what have I done wrong? What should I change? And then try and redo it. But I feel like that's like a retirement kind of thing. That's something like a YouTuber does 6 years down the line, you know, like maybe this channel hits 100k subscribers, it's done really well, and I'm kind of like sitting on my laurels, and I'm like, yeah, I've done all the videos I ever want to make. I've done Arena, Daggerfall, every, you know, the whole Zelda series, whatever the hell I want to bloody do in the future. I've done everything I want to do, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm happy with the channel. And then I think it's when I'll do it. At the moment, it doesn't make sense from like spending my own time doing it while it could be making videos that would do better. But yeah, time to remake the Daggerfall video. Actually, that is the perfect end to the channel. Like, if I want to think, like, if I think the channel's run its course and it's done, that's how you end it, was be remaking the Daggerfall video for sure. Yeah, I could make it better for sure. I could make it better now, but god, imagine in 10 years if I don't become a really terrible YouTuber. Who would then make the Command and Conquer series? Oh, right. Westwood made the Command and Conquer series. Oh, man, they should have stayed as Virgin. Imagine playing Command and Conquer made by Virgin. That would have been perfect. Would you ever like to... Oh, yeah, we asked that. As much as you might see these as cringe, it's pretty cool to see how far you've come. Yeah, it is, for sure. Especially with these videos, because these videos aren't far from where I'm at now.
Across PCs, The Lion King came with a nice big box design, as did most PC games from that era.
It's just
offense, but only a neckbeard would own one of these big boxes.
Oh my god! I now actually own one of these boxes. Oh no, I think that's the joke. Yeah, I own one. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I own it. That's the joke. Oh yeah, neckbeard would own this. Here's me owning it.
The front is nice and colourful, but pretty cheap and lazy.
Written in really bad condition.
It looks nice on the shelf. The back leaves much to be desired, however. Just some basic blurb and the world's smallest screenshots. Oh, notice how there's no design on the sides? Yeah, that's because this is a prop. I'm not actually done.
Yeah, I do have a real one, but I didn't.
There was also a release on the Super
I didn't want to use my real one for the video.
Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
I was scared I might break it.
Once more proven that
it's really bad quality. It's really bad condition. Like the cardboard's like falling apart.
By letting you play as Ray. I personally played this game for the first time at 4 years old back.
I think dropping the comedy, or the attempts at comedy, was a good idea, because I never really master comedic timing in these videos. So while I keep some jokes, well, very rarely, I'll keep some jokes that I think might land. Like I did more jokes in the Vita video because it was like 8 minutes long, and I was like, yeah, whatever. If you would remake this video, it'd be funny if you'd open the box and the Lion King remake was inside and you have an instant panic attack and burn the whole box. That would be. And I guess, yeah, then I could buy like another copy, or a better copy than I have now, because this is really on its last legs. 5 years from now, Bob-Eater, Bobina, Bobbert, and Bobble. Oh, actually, yeah. I think... Oh, no, you can't name a character in Red God, can you? I just realised this is me as a child. What a cool dude. That's my cat. It was my cat. Obviously a long time ago, so he's not around anymore. He was called Tiger, and that's me, dressed up as Tiger. What a cool guy. I think a lot of learning was just learning what people want. You've noticed a lot of these... I used this in the Vita video. A lot of these early videos, they're very much like 2014 style videos. Because that's when I watched the most YouTube, I think. You know, a lot of like early JonTron, early YouTubers that they had more of these stories in the video. That nowadays, you know, people don't want to waste time with... no one cares, you know, 3 minutes. I think this might go on for like 2 minutes of my personal story with The Lion King. No one cares. If they want to watch a nostalgia review, they care about the actual review. So it's just stuff learning like that, you know. Learning what is popular on YouTube nowadays. And it's not this content. Shout out to the cat. Yeah, shout out to Tiger. R.I.P. What am I editing here?
Of its day.
Oh, I'm explaining what a floppy disk is for people who might not know. With some sort of awful gag. I don't know what I'm trying to show here. Oh, look. I mean, the audio quality is deliberately bad here, but I don't know. Why did I... Yeah. I've always liked Daggerfall for the last 3 years.
Some original ones were floppy, but
yeah. The attempts at jokes are pretty poor. Somewhat gets some LGR feels. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think you can see a lot of my influences growing up, what YouTubers I used to watch and what I wanted to emulate. And I learnt, you know, what people actually wanted to watch. Best floppy disk joke I've seen is Pro Jared just pulling up one of the big floppies like this one here in front of the camera and waving it like a fan. Yeah. I think I see here, like, some of them were floppy, but most of them weren't.
Probably a lot of people.
I don't know why I've cut to my face there, but okay.
This is MS-DOS.
Oh, I think I joked. I was saying, like, how many people actually have a floppy? And then I'm looking at my dick and like, oh, probably a lot of people. Yeah, the jokes fall flat because I don't even understand them myself. Looking back at them.
To install the game, it turns out that I suck and can't. Was this the end of the road already? Bested by this classic game? Well, no, because this is the future, baby, and we can just play this in our browser. Let's hit play and... oh no, the flashbacks, the memories.
I still hate DOS.
Does anyone remember these codes?
And out,
Hell,
yeah.
You may still get one with some of your Steam games. Well, before these codes became the standard way for games to offer copyright protection, before the dark times.
Before the Empire.
Instead, you were tasked with finding a certain word in the manual. You see, floppy disks offered little to no copy protection, so you could easily rip it and make a copy to give to as many friends as you wanted. This question was a means to try and prevent this. Of course, the devs must have forgotten that photocopiers had already been invented by this point, so they didn't help much.
Yeah, you're right. The editing in the old videos were very busy, and a lot ends up as visual noise. Yeah, it's very much inspired by the old school, like, 8-minute YouTube videos back when reviews were 8 minutes long for like a game that really it has a lot more to talk about than 8 minutes. It was just, everything was so fast back then. It was very much like the 2014 style of video. Everything was so fast and in your face, and I was still trying to make these in 2020 for some reason. No idea why, but you know, you learn. I think this is the video just before Morrowind. So this is the last unlisted video on the channel. Everything else unlisted is new videos that were enlisted because they were like gags. So you might have seen, like, I did a Daggerfall Halt % speed run for April 1st. There was a trailer for the analysis. These are like videos that we don't need to watch because they were really bad, but they were just yeah, I think that is the video just before Morrowind. The last nostalgia review before I turned into a retrospective channel. Not a bad video, but the exact opposite of breaking down every aspect of the game. Yeah, exactly. Exact opposite of what I've found myself being better at doing. Do you know Accursed Farm? Civ 11. And yeah, Seth Sengtak. I think you'd enjoy it. Yeah, definitely. I love their videos. Jwlar Machinima when... Oh, dude, yeah, for an April 1st, I should totally put the Machinima logo before the video. There used to be on every video on the bloody site was the Machinima logo before you got into the video. By watching news footage from India, if you want visual noise, it's almost nauseating. I like, I haven't watched any, but I like this memes around how their how their soap operas are edited, with like all the zoom angles. It's definitely keeps your attention. You gotta give them that. And we'll end on the lowest effort video on this channel, because all these videos, except for that Warzone one, are mostly high effort. You can see I've always put time into videos. Every video I'd say has been released with like 10 hours behind it of like scripting or coming up with the ideas or editing or whatever it was, and then some, like the Daggerfall one, is hundreds of hours. This is the one I'm least happy about, because I was just like, how do you make it big on YouTube? Do I have to upload every day? So this was my let's upload every day style of video. And I was like, I'm going to play World at War in current year and talk about the campaign for 11 minutes.
Welcome to World at War in 2020.
And it's literally just me
the atmospheric intros to the video
just
games.
playing the game and
no
waffling.
So in this series, I guess, I'm going to be playing video games and kind of doing a review on them and how they play in 2020. So
how do you do a review on a game? This is the first time, right? Booting up the game since like 2011. I don't know what was going through my head. Like, the idea was, oh, I'll play a game for the first time in years, so it's like a nostalgia trip, but I'll also review it. Like, how do you review a game that you haven't played in like 10 years? Oh man. But this is what I'm saying, like, you just gotta keep trying everything until you find what works, and this did not work, clearly. I don't know why would anyone watch
not
this?
Just within the Call of Duty series,
hence 13
all
views.
Kinds of video games, video games that were special to me growing up. From RTS to first-person shooter, to like most genres, really. I just want to play all the games and see how they hold up, and if they're worth playing in 2020. Because there's gonna be games that were worth playing.
Is this game still good in current year?
This being 2008, this was definitely a must-play. But does it stand up in 2020? Especially now that you can pick it up on Steam for around £10 when it's on sale. The second purpose of these recordings as well, at least with World at War, is that
yeah. So this is definitely the from like the TSP gaming era. Yeah, very much. Pop the game in the system, just like record yourself for an hour, just waffle, chop it down. There you go. That's a YouTube video. But this is my least. This is the video I'm least proud of. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I liked, ever since deleting my Your Own Side channel, I like to archive everything, I would delete this. But it's good for archival purposes, so I can look back and be like, yeah, don't do that. Never do that again. Because it wasn't good. Everything else, yeah, I've showed you. Let's get on some background music and let's switch to just chat, and then I'll read the chat for a little bit. Just chatting. There you go. To be fair, World at War is not only the best and the last Call of Duty game, it's still one of the single best World War II shooters ever made. Yeah, I'd agree with that, for sure. One of the best CODs. That, COD 4. Modern Warfare 2 from a it's so bombastic, it's stupid perspective. But Modern Warfare 2 is over the top. But it's fun. It's fun from being like, this is crazy stupid. Like, so over the top. I would say the newest Modern Warfare. Not the second one, I haven't played that. But newest Modern Warfare was good. The campaign was pretty solid. Good gameplay. Call of Duty's always nailed the gameplay. Just, nothing else. Mostly. Multiplayer's not been very good lately. But I think, do you prefer Diablo 1's atmosphere over Diablo's 2 more generic fantasy? That's hard. Yes. Hard without replaying them. Because when I always think of them, I always prefer Diablo 2 because obviously it's a much bigger game. But separating the atmosphere, I like the variety in Diablo 2. A lot more variety. There's more places where you're not always like in dread. Feeling dread. I think Diablo 1 had a more clear atmosphere, clear like goal, what it wanted to achieve. That felt in line with obviously the title of the game. But without replaying them, has the best atmosphere in the entire series, like the music and such. Yeah, the music was really good. I haven't played them in so long that I don't think I can say anything definitively. But when I think back of the two of them, I always prefer, in my memory, Diablo 2 because it was bigger. And it had more gameplay for me. So I spent more time with it. But that's probably not fair to kind of review it that way, you know? I would love to see a game with Diablo 1's atmosphere, Diablo 2's gameplay, and Diablo 3's production value. Yeah. It won't be from Blizzard. It won't be from Blizzard, but someone might. Who knows? We can always wish. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream. It won't be live on the channel straight away because I'm gonna use YouTube's editor just to edit out the intro and stuff, but it should be live on the channel straight after. I'm sorry that it was super cringe. Those old videos, man. It was a fun nostalgia trip, but my god, even looking at those, like, how have I got to where I am now? I have no idea. Changed so much in a pretty short time in the last 2 years. Do you have any major videos ideas in the pipeline? Yes. So, arena analysis. More in depth than Daggerfall. Maybe not as long because arena is just not as grand as a game. But that's going to be a long video. It's going to take a while to come out. The making of is done. 10,000 words on the making of. For contrast, Daggerfall's making of was 3,000 words. So that's the level we're working with. And it's not just like fluff, it is like I've tried to cut it down and make it precise. There's just a lot of stuff to talk about. And I've gotten a lot better of like actually analyzing the games. It's going to come out when it comes out. But yeah, in the meantime, there will be shorter videos around every... I don't want to put dates on things because I can't guarantee, but every month or so. But the Arena one should be out. Soft deadline, end of October. I might hit that, I might not. After Arena, Battle Spy after Arena, eventually, directly after Arena, I'm not too sure. At some point, I want to review in a single video every Bethesda game before the Elder Scrolls. Which is, I think it's going to be interesting, because it's going to be able to look at loads of games outside of fantasy. You know, we get to look at some shooters, we get to look at some space simulators, we get to look at some sports games. They're all old school DOS games, of course. But there's some interesting stuff in Bethesda's old roster. And some of it was apparently good, some of it is pretty bad. And I think that'll be a good, again, long video. I'll probably give 20 to 30 minutes to every game, like actually analyze them, because a lot of these games are short. They're like sports games that don't have a lot, you know, to talk about, so you don't need more than like 20 minutes. With something like Terminator 1, that might need an hour, because there's a lot more to talk about there. So whether that's split into parts, or it might just be a single like 6-hour-long video. A YouTuber I will recommend, I finished a video game. Separate words, I finished a video game on YouTube. So he does long 6-hour-long videos on an entire series. It'll be kind of like that, reviewing every Bethesda game for the Elder Scrolls. So that's my next big idea after Arena, and then it will be Battlespire, and maybe, but in between those will just be little ideas that pop up as they come. So what will the next stream be? Whatever the next little idea is, they kind of do just come like what they pop into my head. Like that Daggerfall challenge, I was just like, yeah, this sounds fun, and there wasn't really, no one had really done it, so I was just like, yeah, let's just have a crack at it. That was the idea behind it. But there's no I have a list of ideas that I do refer to. Whether I pick from them or not, it just depends on my mood, you know. Just a quick overview of how Bethesda has changed. We're going to talk about how EA stole billions from Bethesda. Yeah, with Gridiron. Yeah. Knowing they couldn't afford it. Yep, that actually happened. Yeah, they stole the physics engine from Gridiron to make Madden. Yeah, I've looked into stuff like that. That'll be an interesting story. And then Bethesda ended up making some decent bank off Wayne Gretzky's hockey. I mean, not you know, the millions or billions that EA had or have to this day. But yeah, Bethesda had some good hits and some bad ones. There's just a lot of interesting games to talk about, as well as at some point, this is a shorter video, I want to definitely look at I have forgot the name of it. 10th Planet, that's it. 10th Planet. This is 10th Planet. If you look into it, it's kind of like Starfield before Starfield. It wasn't Todd Howard's project, but it was around when Todd Howard was at Bethesda, and it was a procedural generated space simulator, similar to an earlier game they'd made, Delta 5, but it was meant to be a lot more advanced, and it was being made collaboratively. I can't pronounce that word for whatever reason. It was made alongside a Hollywood CGI studio, like a big time Hollywood studio, and the deal fell through and the game sort of fell apart, and it was one of the big reasons why Bethesda was nearly bankrupt before Morrowind, because they sunk a lot of money into that. Yeah, so 10th Planet's just an interesting one from the story and how it ties into Morrowind, how it ties into like that pivotal era of Bethesda where they're basically on the ropes, and you know, if they've got to like do a Rocky 3 and, you know, hit back. Sword of Sodden is going to be an interesting one. Dude, there's so many, like, yeah, all of those are going to be very interesting, especially because some of them are really difficult to find the EXEs for, like the actual files for. I don't necessarily want to like try and eBay some of them, but finding them online has been a pain. I've managed to find some in like really obscure places, but it's not as widely available as you'd think. But yeah, a lot of interesting games. Also worked on Sea Dogs. Yeah, they worked on the translation and sort of localizing it to the US from Russia. Sea Dogs 1 is really good. I really liked. They also worked on Pirates of the Caribbean, which is Sea Dogs 3, or was it Sea Dogs 2? It might be Sea Dogs 2. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Super broken, super buggy, but I really loved it. Good job in 20k. Thanks, Genghis Khan. Are you going to cover more various content, e.g. things not from Bethesda? Yeah, for sure. So I just have these ideas on Bethesda because I've been, working with Bethesda content for so long now that I've learned so much researching. But I definitely have stuff in the pipeline outside of it. I've got a video idea I've been toying with for a while on The Witcher 1. I still need to kind of condense down what I actually want to say about that. It's not going to be an analysis of the whole game, but an analysis of a certain section of it. But I played The Witcher 1 earlier this year, and I replayed it, and I was really pleasantly surprised. It actually holds up a lot better than I thought. So there's I want to talk about something about The Witcher 1, not necessarily the gameplay, but the atmosphere and everything. And there's some other videos in the pipeline that I've been like toying around with the ideas and throwing some ideas on a script and stuff like that will eventually come out. It's hard to work on, so many long videos all at the same time. That's why these shorter videos kind of slip through, because they're a lot easier to make. Will you make videos on the Ultima series? Yep, for sure. The entire series in one video. It's on my spreadsheet. That's how I want to do it. Like I said earlier, I finished a video game. That's how he does his videos, and that's kind of what I want to move to, because not every game is as grand as an Elder Scrolls, obviously. Although the Ultima series, if any series does deserve it, Ultima 4, Ultima 6. Can't remember which one of those that I love playing the most, but they definitely deserve some pretty good analysis. That's going to be a 8-hour long video for the whole series. You should watch Razorfit's Witcher plagiarism video. Oh, I've not heard about that. Yeah, I should. If you're going to do anything with Witcher, yeah, will do. Half-Life 1 review when? I want to do, I think I might do all the, again, when I get to these series reviews, I want to do all the Valve games in one, kind of like a mega orange box, if you will. Like all the big Valve games, not like their super early stuff. Ultima is legendary, yeah, and the hardest series to go back to because of how they've aged. Yeah, man. I played I played Ultima 1 for this arena video, and oh boy, even with like using guides and trying to understand it, like this is way before I got into gaming, so it's completely foreign to me, and I'm like, this is hard. This is hard. Like, I can play Zork because, I mean, it's text. Like, anyone can play Zork, really. But the Underworld is... Ultima's in that weird middle ground where it's definitely very old school. But around Ultima 4 is when it becomes like a... Either Ultima 4 and Ultima 6. I'm getting mixed up on those two. But it's where it becomes like a really nicely stylized game. That one was really fun. Did you know that multiple Ultima games have had complete remasters as mods for games like Dungeon Siege and Neverwinter's Night? I didn't know that, but that sounds like it would be a thing. Yeah, Neverwinter's Nights would be a really good base for that. And Dungeon Siege, yeah, even though Dungeon Siege is a bit older, obviously. Right, I think I'm gonna tie it up, guys. The video won't be live on the channel straight away because I need to edit just a few things out, like the 10-minute introduction and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm sorry about the cringe. Thanks for being on this journey. Thanks for 20,000 subscribers. This journey's been amazing. It's cringy to say, but I'll see you at 100k. That's the goal. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but in a few years, hopefully we can look back at the Daggerfall video in the same cringe that we looked back at that main video or something like that. Maybe we'll look back and be like, wow, look how far we've come. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for 20k. Thanks for everything. Thanks for making me a YouTuber, I guess. Yeah. Thank you. It's been amazing. And I'll see you all whenever the next video is out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you in the next one.